Lena had spent years searching for proof that Jake truly loved her. He wasn't the kind of man who showered her with compliments or planned elaborate surprises. He never wrote long, heartfelt messages or made dramatic declarations of love. And when they argued, he simply listened, rarely fighting back. Over time, that silence began to feel like indifference. She longed for something more, some undeniable sign that she mattered. But Jake remained steady, predictable, present, but never expressive. The absence of words felt like an absence of love. She started noticing the little disappointments more. The way he sometimes forgot anniversaries. The times he let her walk away after an argument without chasing after her. The quiet moments when she desperately wished he would just say something to make her feel wanted. One evening, after another dinner filled with unspoken thoughts, she made her decision. The exhaustion of feeling unseen had become too heavy. She packed her bags, trying to ignore the hollow ache in her chest. As she reached for her suitcase on the top shelf of their closet, an old shoebox tumbled down. It hit the floor with a soft thud, the lid popping open. Scattered across the wooden floor were dozens of small, folded pieces of paper. Curious, she knelt down and picked one up. The handwriting was familiar, Jake's, scribbled in quick, uneven lines. It wasn't a love letter, just a simple note about the way she took her coffee. Another one mentioned how she always hid her fear of thunderstorms, pretending to be brave. As she unfolded more, her hands trembled. Each note held something small but deeply personal, things she thought he had never noticed. The way she turned her face toward the sun on cold mornings. The way she always left the last sip of her drink untouched. The way she fell asleep faster when he gently traced his thumb over her hand. Some notes were reminders to himself. He had written down her favorite flowers, the movies that made her cry, the trip she secretly dreamed of but never mentioned because it felt out of reach. The weight of each discovery settled over her, heavier than any argument they had ever had. All this time she had mistaken his quiet nature for apathy. But here, in the pages of his private thoughts, was proof of a love she had never truly understood. At the bottom of the pile, one final note stood out. It was more worn than the others, as if it had been held many times. It wasn't an apology or a plea, just a truth he had never spoken aloud. Lena sat motionless, staring at the paper surrounding her. Every moment she had misunderstood, every assumption she had made, unraveled in front of her. Love hadn't been absent. It had been there all along, written in the smallest details, waiting to be found. She exhaled slowly, feeling the sting of tears she hadn't realized were falling. Maybe it wasn't too late. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's written in the quiet moments we overlook. Have you ever mistaken quiet love for indifference? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.